Hi Max.
How you doing, you alright?
Yeah, what do you have for us today? Scopec squid or instant action?
What are we on today?
On NB2.
Always Scopec squid.
Scopec squid, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
nice.
good?
Yeah, we are good.
You had fun at the church lake?
Yeah,
Oh,
we are on the mark. All of us.
Catch big ones?
Not a big one,
Not the big
but
ones.
the really
Nice
one.
one, scaling.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah.
one.
English carp.
Yeah, exactly. That was the point.
Good. Basically, this is where we make all our labels. So when we're putting them on pots and jars, so all your pop-ups and wafters and your liquids are all labelled by the guys here, and they make them in-house. So we can basically make what we need when we need it. And then on top of that, we also have the bags that get labelled themselves as well. So any legal information, ingredients and everything is all on the back for the European Union. And we print them ourselves on the bags, so we can change them when we need to and organise them so everything stays consistent.
Max, this is interesting room. A lot of bottles of different kind of liquids. What's that?
So we go through lots of different liquids, and we're always sort of developing the liquid side of the business. So we make all our own flavours, especially in the lab, so they're unique to Nash, you know, so that we can use them in our different flavours of baits, and that's why we can make such a wide variety. Also, it's a good way of saving costs as well, as making our own flavours, because they put extra money on top when you buy them from another site. But we like the fact that it's very special, and we use this area as well as product development. So me and Gary will obviously work on the products, and this is where we develop any Nash baits in the future. So at the moment, there's lots of things going on, and this is exactly where me and Gary find ourselves, working on different flavours and recipes so that we can produce a new bait.
Okay, so the strawberry flavor is unique for Nash. No one else have the same.
No one else, no. So if you have strawberry, we make our own Scopex, and we make all like blackcurrant flavours, strawberry flavours, raspberry, everything you can think of. If you want a fruit, we'll make it, you know. And we also do lots of fish ones. So monster crab we make ourselves, and things like hot tuna, you know, the tuna flavour, we make that ourselves as well, because then it is special, you know. It's very hard for it to be copied, and ultimately that means that we can try new things and people find it hard to copy us, you know. So,
so can I borrow the TG bottle? TG Active bottle.
Yeah. Again, TG Active is a good example. We made that flavour, you know, and that's a prime example of it. So it's something that we are really happy with. We're very proud of, you know, and that's what we want to continue with Nash Bait forever. So
yeah. How many pop-ups you have in this big bag?
Oh, so there's 7 kilo in there, and we get them in 7 kilo batches. So we produce them in 7 kilo batches so that they're easy to work with in the big manufacture. But this year we'll maybe do 15 tons of pop-ups in 1 year. So you imagine how many pots that is. Hundreds of thousands, you know, for the whole of the world. So yeah, it's a big operation. It's not just like rolling on a hand table, it's proper machinery, you know, and we're always trying to grow that as much as we can. So.
To jest naprawdę coś specjalnego. Nie mogę wam powiedzieć dokładnie, co to jest i kiedy będziecie mogli założyć to na wasze zestawy, ale...
Pokaż nam, no pokaż.
Max, brakuje jednego pudełka. Max, we saw these boilies and they are looking a little bit different, like what we have in the package.
Yeah.
Tell us more why they are looking like that.
So normally, obviously, as we use our ingredients, we put them all together, they take some time to mature. So that means the liquids, they come out of the bait and they obviously soak into the outside core. These ones here are the cultured hook baits, and they do exactly that. Over a couple of days you'll see them start to darken as the liquids start to come back out into the coating, and yeah, they sort of mature over time. So it takes a bit of time to build or make cultured hook baits. That's why they're so good, because of all the good products in them, you know. But at the same time, they have a longer process than maybe a normal pop-up would. Obviously, things take time to make them really good, and sometimes this is what's required. So.
A lot of science in one small boilie.
I would say so, yeah. And like you say, the result of that is really good hook baits, you know. If you want something on your hook that's really good, you have to make it better than the rest of the bait you're fishing with, and that's why we pay extra attention to anything like pop-ups and cultured hook baits, because we know how important they are for catching fish.
Okay, if this coating contain only natural ingredients?
Yeah, it does, yeah. So it contains things like green lip mussels, GLM, very, very good carp attractor, some liquids as well for the binding, but fish liquids that are very strong. And it also has aminos and vitamins and everything in there as well. So we make our own blend. We call it culture powder, and the culture powder is what goes round the baits. So it's very strong. It's like carp bait base mix on steroids is the best way of putting it. So this area here is where we do all the packing. So the guys here are packing the culture hook baits that you've just seen into the bags, weighed out and everything, and all sealed, so they're nice and fresh when the guys get them on the shelf. And then they also do relabeling here and labelling up the bags ready to get put into the machinery. We also have bottling and then packing of the boilies as well. So we've got every element as we go round. 13 tons of egg. So hell of a lot of egg. Millions and millions of eggs. If you break it into one egg, yeah.
Every day.
And every day, yeah.
Okay.
Every shift we will do maybe one whole batch.
So in one day, how many eggs you are using?
Oh, I think I worked it out on a weekly. It was so many. It was millions of eggs, millions and millions of eggs.
In 1 week?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Because they crack them obviously, and this is all. So we get stuff that's not for human consumption, but it's animal feed level. So yeah, it makes it viable. But it's very. You have to source this product. It's very hard to get a company to send you this.
Max, where we are right now?
So we're in the new particle factory, something that we set up in the last 2 years to make especially jars of particle. So you guys have seen them coming out, and the liquids as well, and they are all done in this site here. So we made a site specially for it, and this is where we are. So
tell me, what kind of ingredients we are using, because I know that this is not just a cheap tiger nut or something else.
Yeah, so we did a lot of work with the sourcing of the ingredients, trying to find the best quality hemp, the best quality tiger nuts, even the grading, so we can get the best graded tiger nuts, for instance. So you'll see they're all very round and they're the perfect shape. And we worked a lot of time on that to get them the best they could be. We then got a really good specialized process, and we married the two together, and now we have really good quality and really good quality process, which means that we can make the best particle on the market. And we did the same with the liquids. So we sourced all of the fish from different areas of the world, brought them all together, developed the recipes, and then cooked them in the specialist machine. And now we have some very special liquids that can't be done in any other way but the process we do. So
another big science in the small jar of particles.
Yes, there's a lot of science that goes into it because of the way that the water is taken on by the seed. You don't want to buy a big jar of water, you want to buy a big jar of seed, so we have to ratio and work with the ratios to get it perfected. And then also we need to make sure that the jar stays perfect as well, and that's the hard thing, is when you cook something and it's in a sealed jar, it can explode, so we have to use outside pressure to push the jar and keep it in its same shape, which means that when you put it on the shelf it stands up and doesn't go and fall over. So that's what we have to do.
Okay, Max, we see a lot of powders. Tell me more about it.
Obviously we use a lot of the different powders to make the base mixes. They're very high quality, and then others are different sort of bulk ingredients to add to other stuff. We have probably, in terms of tonnage on that one floor, we have maybe 60 or 70 tons of different products, which is a lot, but we make a lot in a month. So we have to make sure we can get them in. And that obviously depends on the transport and the time it takes to get there. But we have to make our base mixes. So we might make a stock of maybe 2 tons of base mix every single morning. And then we obviously use that with the egg to make the base mix. And then it goes through the rolling machines. We at the moment with each machine are rolling about 150 to 200 kilos of bait an hour per machine, so that becomes quite a lot. And as you guys saw, the egg fridge has got a lot of egg in it for a reason, because we'll use one of them 1,000-litre drums every single day, so that's obviously a lot of egg that we get through. We couldn't do it on a cracking egg scale, it has to be done mass production.
Okay, how many tons of boilies you produced last year?
So last year with COVID, it was actually a very vast year of lots of production, and we produced around 300 tons of boilies in the year. And we needed more, to be honest, because we had export as well. Export was an issue and we wanted to make sure that we could do that. And if we were exporting bait to abroad, it became very, very busy. And yeah, as a result, we rolled a hell of a lot of bait. Like I said earlier, in terms of pop-ups, we were around 14 to 15 tons of just pop-ups. And in liquids, we probably did around 50 or 60 tons of liquids as well in bottles. So a lot of bait made last year, you know, but there could always be more. And that is what we're trying to do, is grow. And obviously we have to grow the production, and that's the next few years is what's going to be happening.
You are responsible for all those places and all those processes.
Yes.
And you are a busy family man.
Yes.
With young kid. And of course you are a really good carp angler. How you can deal with those things together, and have you got the time for fishing?
I get a small window every week. I try to make it every week, which is a Tuesday night, and I go and I do an overnight session. So it's not very much fishing gear, a little bit of bait, and I'm off. And that sometimes can mean that if I leave late from the factory, I still go, because even if it's dark in the winter, I want to go. You know, I see it as a time to relax and to think about what I want to do, and sometimes also product development. You know, we have to develop these products, and I've got to go fishing with them. But I know that my job is very busy, and product development has to be taken out and given to other people and other members of staff that give me feedback as well. But I love fishing, and I don't want to lose that. It's my way of escaping, you know.
You have access for free carp food. You can take what amount quantity you want.
Yeah.
What is your favorite tactic, and how much bait you are using for these overnighters?
So the good thing that we've got now is a baiting pole, which makes baiting very accurate, doesn't it? In places that people wouldn't normally fish, so maybe like trees, but also out in the lake. And what I've found is that you can put in maybe one scoop into the baiting pole and a rig, and if the fish are maybe bubbling or they're showing, you can go out there quietly, drop the bait on their head, and they do not spook, or they don't leave the area. So what I like to do is just maybe 2 handfuls to get a bite, because I know that it is perfectly over the rig. So it very much changes how I fish. If I'm spodding, then I'll put maybe 12 spods, 13 spods out first, and then see. And if it's very far out, I'll put more out, because accuracy, you know. But it all depends on the situation. I can, like you say, you have all the bait in the world, but I don't use all the bait in the world. I use what I think will get me a bite, because that is more important. I don't want to get 10 fish, or I don't fish as if I'm wanting to catch 10. I fish as if I'm wanting to catch 1 carp. 1 carp at a time, because it's a success if you have anything in your net after a night's fishing, isn't it? So.
The best bait which we are using, from your point of view?
Best bait, obviously at the moment we've got loads of particles, that's really good, and I like adding particles, but having a boilie is really important. And for me, I just use scopex squid, because it's simple, you know. I know it works, it's caught carp for 20, 30 years now, so I don't have a problem with using scopex squid. So yeah, that's what my bait of choice mostly.
For all year round, or you change the bait in the winter time?
So at the moment, yeah, I've been using citrus, because I know, again, it catches lots of fish, but we're always developing. And the good thing about me not being so much in the media is that I get my opportunities to test bait. So I'm testing baits for the future, which is really cool, you know, but it's an important part of the job.
Okay. Could you give us some rough idea about new food bait, or you not?
I'm not allowed to, unfortunately, yeah.
But
because we have to work so far ahead, so it works with our production and it works with the team's marketing plans. It may be that we develop a bait now, say for instance, and it will not come out till the next Christmas. So not 2022, but 2023.
Okay,
you know?
so
and that is how far we have to work ahead, because the guys want, in the media team, plenty of time to do films ready for the launch and everything, you know. So it becomes, yeah, we have to make sure we can help the whole team. It's not just a case of us just making the bait and going, go fishing. We have to do all of the process. And I myself, I deal with all of it, the production and the product development, so getting the product, the prototype, all the way through to the logos and the design and the branding, and then I deal with the marketing team to make sure that they know what we're marketing and how we're going to build it, and we work together to produce the concept, and then it is then sold into the shops.
Max, thank you for this tour. It was really amazing to see when and how our boilies, which we put to the water, are producing, and this is really nice experience.
No problem.
Thank you one more time, and good luck with new baits, with all this producing stuff which you need to have on your head.
No problem. No, I really enjoy it, and it's great to see you guys, and it's really good to show people around and see what we're doing, you know. I'm very passionate about what I do, so I like to show people.
Big ups and big carp for you.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.